All right, thank God we're back. Playoffs are here. Thank God. 10 weeks of this propaganda talk for
11.
all of us?
What do you mean?
11 weeks. Well,
What do you mean? Thank God we're
9
back.
for me.
You were the one who wasn't
Yeah,
here.
11 for you
We were
guys.
here.
Anyway.
Wait, do I get +2 for hosting? So is it like 13 weeks for me?
Yeah, perhaps. Yes,
Mind
the equivalent.
blown.
All right, welcome in
It's true
here.
because he did it twice and Mokan was never here.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't here for that.
What happened last
You
week?
would have enough games
At the
played then.
Nationals.
I had a few messages saying you were kidnapped.
What are
We had an
regionals?
auction.
Yes.
What happened, Mokan?
I was gone.
The people want to know.
I was around, like the song Phil Collins, Take Me Home. I was around the world.
All right. I
All right.
thought it was in the air.
I was in the air.
Did you go with the Daft Punk song Around the World?
Perhaps, yes.
Nope. Impossible.
Anybody but.
don't go against Phil Collins. Yo, he didn't have to go that hard in Tarzan soundtrack.
Exactly.
He did that for all of us.
I love him, but he didn't write a song saying "Take Me Home."
He did.
What?
It was the encore when I went to go see him live in concert. 13 rows back.
Simone Dagenet, Peeze Del Rizzi,
Had
Eagle,
great sex at
GM. It is playoff time now, so let's dive into it for 4A and 4B. We'll start with the first game on here. Commission broke Cajun. Didn't play each other. Commission on a hot streak of 7 games in a row. They've won since Chris Olsen as a quarterback. The first question it has for you guys is that in this game, when you look at the game within the game here, Joey Taylor or Justin Serantolo-Simon, who is the more dangerous? Who is the more dangerous player in this football game for this style of matchup against a very good Cajun roster?
A game within a game. That's interesting.
Yes.
Reboot.
Reboot. No, I'm gonna have to say Justin Serantolo because of the connection with his brother. The Serantolo brothers are very, very good. Justin Serantolo is very good, but with his brother, he's much. I wouldn't say better, but he makes his brother better, and they're dangerous together. So I can't side against the Serantolas.
Are there any 2 playoff quarterbacks in Christian Sarantola and Chris Olsen that we've ever doubted as much playing in one game against each other? Luckily, one has to win the game, right?
Well, they both have had short playoff comings, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you look at the commission. Could this be a one and done with Chris Olsen at
But
quarterback
luckily,
at some
they're
point?
playing against Mr. One and Done himself.
He is the
Christian
epitome, the Hall of Famer of one and dones.
He has playoff wins now.
He
though.
has playoff win.
But
It's singular.
but it's sort of that.
Yo, history's on my side. I'm not saying it to pick on him. I love Christian Sarantola. He's a great dude, great quarterback, fun to watch. For whatever reason, he has a terrible playoff record. It's like well established, right?
It's sort of like and there
Nice,
goes the
Eagle.
clock. It's
One job, don't screw up the clock.
It's like
Don't
with Tony
drop
Romo,
time.
right? I mean,
Sorry?
great
Don't
Tony
drop
Romo
time.
in the NFL, great regular season stats.
Yep.
But come playoff time, he kind of
He drops
has a
the
little
hold.
tight squeeze around the neck.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. Like, who is the pressure? Who has more pressure to win this football game? Is it Chris Olsen coming high and dry with a 7-game win streak, or is it Christian Sarantola?
Well, clearly didn't listen to the podcast last week.
No, I
As
didn't.
Peeze said that the commission already established their dominance and they don't need to win to prove anything.
Do they have the best defense, PZ? Because in the last few games, they've not given up more than 25 points here. And you look at Christian Sarantola and his style of play, which is sort of unpredictable. He likes to run that read option for some odd reason. This Amish offense of his.
The I formation.
Yeah, can they contain Sarantola? If they take the head of the snake out, is a game over for the Brocasian.
I mean, what's bread and butter, specifically butter for an Amish offense? But what's great about making fun of the Amish on the podcast is there's no way for them to find out.
No, unless they
how
come
much is
here.
electricity.
That's true.
But the thing is, honestly, perhaps I mean their defense is going to be key, and so we're watching right now. We're all basketball crazy in March Madness, and the thing that matters least in basketball is sort of depth because your top 5 are all that matter in the end.
Mhm.
But in FPF, depth and having a big roster tends to play well in the playoffs because you have a guy who can miss, but also if you have sort of guys who are well established at playing their position and have the ability to communicate well, and I think that's what Commission do very well.
Right. Mountain Lions top secret. Okay, Lions won 25-6 against top secret. AJ Rashkovan had 5 sacks in that game, made a complete annihilation of the top secret roster. You look at his totals for Jeremy Rosenberg this year. Again, NFL comparison, probably Blake Bortles and how anemic his total stats are. Is there
We
more?
talked about how much you hate him last podcast.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
For no reason.
But here's the thing, though, right? Is there more pressure on him now, or is it on the defense that's
no
played?
pressure on him.
Why not, though? Who
Because
has
he's
the
very
ball in his
good.
hands? He
Because
does,
he's
right?
very good, and he's been playing well all season.
You look at his stats?
Yes. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, go on. I'm listening.
My phone's buffering.
Yeah, a
I'm
little
listening.
circle, little
I'm
logo
listening,
circle.
Mokan. Elaborate.
Is it on him though? There's games.
No,
where
why
he's-
is he?
has he? No, I've covered 3 other games, and
Okay.
he's not won the game for those 3 times.
Okay, but did they lose?
Defense did.
Okay, but they still didn't. He didn't
But
throw the game away.
did. So is it on their defense to win this football game though?
I guess.
So
Yes, but that's how they built the team. Their intent was that their defense is going to be very good. They're not going to allow a lot of points, and he doesn't need to score 50. He needs to score 30, and he does that.
okay, so the total scoring bothers me because you guys know my belief in the FPF playoffs.
You need to score 5 touchdowns.
You
to
won't
win.
win 4 games winning by scoring less than 30 points.
That's fair.
However, the efficiency, where he's had 6 games of a quarterback rating of higher than 100,
That's good.
and 4 of which over 110. That's
very good.
impressive. So what he's good at is
He's efficient.
taking time with the ball, slowly moving the ball upfield, not turning it over, and allowing his defense for a chance to win the game. Now,
This also,
will this come undone against Top Secret?
but that could
I
also
don't-
be the point of their whole season. That could have been their game plan: is slow it down as much as possible.
Will that game plan get them a championship?
If every game comes down to 4 possessions,
So basically, you have to be matchup dependent to play against teams that definitely do not have the ability to put a 40 on.
how do you put up 40 in regular
Scoring
with 40
plus
bombs,
points.
right?
Maybe.
But if
Interceptions,
they
pick sixes.
intentionally take that away, like all the time, if there's no turnovers and you cannot, the hooks are always
Okay,
open,
so
but
if
nothing
you're-
deeps open. They take away, like they play cover 3
So if you
constantly,
could,
right?
that's fine. What you do is if you hit that middle area, and in the second play you're already at half field.
And remember,
further.
they had 5 pick sixes on defense this year, which
Yeah.
definitely helps for the total points they score.
But again, if their game plan is to take away anything deep and slow the game down defensively,
Mhm.
they most likely allow a score, but it'll take 6, 7, 8 minutes to score, and their offense does the exact same thing. You'll have 4 possessions per half,
Mhm.
so that he only has to score 4 times.
What about Top Secret, though? Their last 3 games, they scored a grand total of 30 points, so 10 points a game here. What needs to change for their offense to get going now?
Scoring needs to change.
But is there something schematic that they have to change, though, and say, look, maybe you should go to this guy more often, or maybe you should go with a little bit more of a quick strike offense as opposed to the long balls that they like to go with?
I like the latter, the quick strike offense. He does tend to go to Nicolas Sarro a lot. The guy is very good, but if the connection's not there, you kind of see the team unravel a little bit. They don't really know what to do. They have a lot of incompletes. If they would rely on something that's quicker plays that gets more people involved, then you could. It's tougher to just keen on one player when everybody's getting 5-yard slants.
Zach Cuvier, I mean, has he underachieved in your eyes this year at this level?
I mean, first of all, a quick shout out to Zaki Verger. I like him putting out hashtag Snubageddon. Like, talk about a guy who gets the show. He gets what we do. Totally appreciate him. But honestly, I think I kind of disagree with Simon. I think the game plan is, again, to stretch the defense, knowing that the defense wants to take away the deep ball and sort of attack that intermediate range at 10 to 15 yards.
So Zach Givish's plan is to score 40 bombs.
Not 40 bombs.
Or anything
But
past
challenge-
anything past 10 yards.
At chunks at 12 to 20 yards.
Okay.
And then when you're in
So-
the red zone, know that you're going to convert more often.
So beat them at what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there
That's cocky, but okay.
quickly here, guys, for Top
Look
Secret?
at his face.
Is there one play that puts a fear into the Mountain Lions from the Top Secret roster that you're going to say, you know what, this is the guy that could be the difference?
The Moose Knuckle. Cedric Knuckle himself.
Okay.
That
Fair
moose knuckle?
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll explain to you what it is
I
later.
like it.
Look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Do that now, actually.
Mutation-
Mo reads the next thing.
Mutation up and coming. They tied 39 apiece here. Jeff Marquis, 6 TDs. Travis Mose, 5 TD passes. In your mind, we've seen Travis Moses improve gradually throughout the course of the year. Do they need to make this a low scoring game? Because we know Mutation, which is the hybrid of their team Trinity from the last couple of years, they'll love to go deep here. So is this a situation where they need to make it a low scoring game and move forward
Where who needs to make it a low scoring game?
for up and coming?
No.
So you think they can match them score for score?
Absolutely.
Because of the defense.
Yes,
on
exactly.
up and
Because
coming.
of Up and Coming's defense, they will
you.
capitalize on the slightest of mistakes by Mutation.
Agreed.
And so, like, what's different from our like other game where we have Brocation against Commission, where like the two teams we aren't fully buying in on. Like this might be to me one of the most exciting games. Like regardless of the records, just because of the types of plays and players on both of these teams.
Mhm.
This is like immense athleticism against immense athleticism, and let's just see at this track meet who's standing on the finish line when it's done. Like that's the kind of game I think it's going to be.
So who worries you more in this football game if you're Mutations defense? Is it Travis Moses who can break open a game with one missed tackle and the way he goes, or is it Jeremy Anderson who's been literally a monster inside if you had the invisible numbers on the football field?
I'll let you answer first, and then
The thing is, they'll know to avoid Travis, so I don't think it'll be able to be this impactful considering that Mutation's going to plan for him. Jeremy might have the opportunity to make plays because they might take him for granted.
So from a planning standpoint, Jeremy Anderson's probably one of the smartest players in FPF that doesn't get talked about a lot in terms of his ability to call on defense and his ability to make reads in the offense. And a lot of Travis Moses' development, I believe, is having a guy like Jeremy Anderson in the huddle who's played the position, who's played at a high level, and like Travis and like Jordan Moses as well, but really that approaches the game in the way he does. I think that's, even if the stats don't show it, I think Jeremy Anderson's going to have the biggest impact in this game.
Keep or lock Jaguars. Jags won that game 43-6. Our boy Jimmy Lee Janvier, 6 TDs, 1 INT. Big fan of Simon Dagenet, by the way. Jeff Rosenblatt, 5 TDs,
like
3
that.
INTs. Well, you got that Jaguar Nation after you, man. They always ask about you, bro.
That's good. I like them too.
We
They're your
asked,
boys.
They are my boys, absolutely. We spoke about the put up or shut up for Brocasian and for Commission, in particular for Brocasian, for Chris Olsen and Christian Santola. Is it put up or shut up time now for the Jaguars? Again, they've had great regular seasons, but it's always been one and done for them in the playoffs.
This is the most Molcon tagline of all time. Put up or shut up time.
Because haven't they been around for only 3 seasons?
Yeah, but they've done well though, right? But they always had those quick exits.
I guess, but it's also such a short sample size too, right? So if winning in the playoffs is an ability like we often
So
claim
2
it
bad
is,
games and you're a
But, and the
disappointment in the playoffs.
No, but we always say there's this mystical winning ability in the playoffs. But then if that's the case, then they haven't learned it yet, or does it not matter for this team specifically? So it's got to be one way or the other.
Okay.
So let's give them time to learn, or they just don't have it.
Okay, so to answer Molcon's secret question, because I'll go with secret
go
question.
for it. Secret.
So what Molcon's asking is what could Jaguars do to beat keep or lock, and can they do it, and will they win? So I believe that Jaguars could win this game because they're very, very loud, they're very emotional, and if things go their way, they get in people's heads.
So they get loud to win football games?
Yes, they'll get in Keeport Lock's face. If they get a lead, and then they get very loud and they talk a lot, Keeport might not be able to overcome the sort of momentum, emotional distances that
The
he creates.
tsunami of trash talk from the...
Yeah, they'll kind of look down and be like, oh, we're actually losing to these guys. And then you drop a ball and they get very happy and then they get very hyped and then they make a play and it kind of snowballs from that point.
I got a theory. Jeff Rosenblatt, really old, can't hear so well, doesn't realize your team's loud, doesn't affect you for lock.
I like that.
Which receiving core do you like better than PZ? Do you like the Jaguars or do you like keep or locks?
So
catchers?
much like their emotional ability and their not ability, but so the way they are, they're a loud offense. Keep or lock is the opposite. I've called it before. The toilet bowl of offenses. You need it, but it's not the thing you introduce guests to. But I will say that the reason it works is how well guys like Jadaridi, Kevin Bustani, Ryan Tersowitz, how well they fit into this emotionally draining, gut-wrenching offense.
So like a San Antonio Spurs basketball, but an FPF format.
Yeah, if the San Antonio Spurs were all in wheelchairs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the offense.
We have a write-in from Ryan Aridi.
Nice.
Oh, what's the...
Hey,
he
Ryan.
said- he's directed
Hi.
at Simon specifically.
What's up?
Jags cannot beat Keyport Lock. Jeff's too calm to take any trash talk.
'Cause
KPL
deaf,
got
right?
this.
Deaf, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Not
so-
really calm, he can't hear them.
So
And Sean Avram wrote, drug test Ryan, not knowing that Ryan is not on this team.
okay.
But still,
I would still drug test them.
Drug
Drug
test
test
on
him
it.
anyway.
So
He didn't mention about this team. You just said drug
Yeah,
test
because
Ryan.
maybe he thinks Keeper's going to win because he's on acid.
what about Kevin
It's not
Bustani
necessarily
then?
performance enhancing. Sorry?
Can Kevin Bustani take away one side of the deep ball field and make it tough for Mr. Janvier to throw that ball?
Yes and no. Kevin Bustani is a really good finesse defender that can be boxed out because he doesn't like contact.
Yeah.
Especially with the height of the Jaguars as well.
exactly.
Like
And
the Jaguars are a tall team, and aside from Jeff Rose, who's only a quarterback,
And Napoleon.
and so Jeff Rose and Dan Farag, like they don't have a lot of tall defenders on this
Yeah.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I would say, like, conversely, Jadoridi, the times he drops, because he's not always deep, but the time he drops or the times he plays at the back of the end zone is very physical, and it doesn't matter how big you are.
Pat Lindor, yes or will he have more drops and catches?
Did you just ask a yes or no question?
To a fact.
Sorry. I'm gonna say,
To a fact.
will he have more drops and catches?
Yes or no? Yes.
I mean, it depends on the game, because he has games where
You
he's
asked
amazing.
yes or no.
Then
You didn't say explain. And no because.
What
You
did you
just-
choose?
I said yes.
I'm gonna say no, just so we can gamble on it. $10. Well,
$10.
we need you to bring the info to us.
I think he'll have more drops than catches.
All right. Well, I mean, we got money on this, so it's important for you to pay attention.
Warhawks top seasons. We look at.
Well, did yes mean he's going to have more drops and catches?
I'm just doing the opposite of what you chose.
I
so
know,
it
but
doesn't
I'm
make-
confused because
You're
that's
saying
not
yes,
what
he
I
has more
heard.
drops and
But
catches.
now,
It's too late.
oh,
You put your money down.
fair.
done.
Okay, whatever.
Warhawks top seasons. No meeting between the two teams here. When we look at the Warhawks, we spoke about them before about their year-end slides. But do we see the team that handled the Tats very easily, or the one that got skunked by the Niners in their first playoff game against top seasons?
Well, it depends. Will top season's quarterback be there?
And Jared Taylor?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Well, no, because you're likening it to a team that they smashed without their quarterback.
That's true. That's very true. And that's a question that's going to
Good
bring up
research,
afterwards.
GM. Unlike Mokan here. We probably didn't even know that. Till
No, I knew that.
Okay, Mokan.
We were both
You guys,
there.
you guys should play.
We were there.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, I don't know.
All right.
I like-
Analysis of calling the audible.
Thank you. I like Warhawks this season. They're good. I think they're not as inflated as they used to be with that 8-0 record that just got destroyed 3 games in a row and lost for one and done.
Mm-hmm.
But this season they're a bit more grounded, where they know they might not be the best team, so they can't they can't take games for granted. They'll have to play well every single game to win, and that might be the reason why they might win these games.
Do they secretly not want this matchup?
I think. Oof, that was loud.
Yeah,
I think
you-
that
Mike.
I think they could have worse matchups in top season. I'm not saying top season is not a good team.
Okay,
It's a
but
tough
like
matchup for
but-
Hawks. I agree,
But
but
that's what I'm saying. Like not necessarily top season, but a top season type team, where you're not going to
Bunch of
win
athletes.
just like your athletes aren't going to win just by being athletes. You actually need to think, and you actually need to
Well,
win schematically.
I think the
calling
Warhawks
them
are
stupid.
Warhawks are the better.
I'm saying I don't know how smart they are. I've never
But
tested them.
I think the reality is that the Warhawks are a better football built team for the FPF game, whereas the top seasons is more athletic gifted, and they can beat you on a dime on any jump ball out there.
I agree to an extent, in that's what top season was. But adding Jared Taylor and seeing him
Yeah.
improve
But do you trust him more at quarterback with him than you would Fred Millette at this point?
yes.
with this core, yes.
Okay.
Jared Taylor is very good as a quarterback. He doesn't turn the ball over much.
No, he's smart because he's
Can,
played.
but do they have the
But
rusher
he's
to
also
contain
getting
him?
Sorry.
Do they have the rusher to? Does Warhawks have the right rusher to face Jared
I don't
Taylor?
think they do.
Because he's quick, and
He's
if you
tall,
can,
too.
yeah. But if you can contain him, and he always, because he knows if you can beat the rusher, he's gonna buy enough time to find the receiver and complete every single.
I've
pass.
seen it with GM, and I've seen a bunch of top season games, and he eats up the rusher alive. He can drop back 20 yards and circle around 45 yards, and then he'll walk right by that rusher, and he'll just throw like a 20-yard touchdown.
And like there are defenses that he won't be able to do that against.
No,
but,
of course not.
but if you don't have the rusher to contain him,
Yeah, but does
you
Warhawks
can't.
have that?
No, well, I mean,
The leading sack total for Warhawks comes from Fred Millette. So if Fred has the quarterback
That's tiring.
and has to rush
That's tiring.
Jared
but
Taylor,
all of it is Olivier Choquette's only been there for 6 games, so I think if
that could be
Olivier
interesting.
Choquet is there, it could be interesting. But I mean, he's not a premier rusher in the division either
No, but Fremera could be an interesting rusher against Jared Taylor.
because he's
But you
also
have to-
tall.
Because he's
What do you
also
do, though?
tall
For
and
every-
he knows how to rush a quarterback because he's a quarterback.
But every 4 downs, you go 2 out of 4. You're gonna rush, so you keep him fresh. You don't go the
Yeah, you
entire
could
drive.
go half. You could rush one
Perhaps.
drive out of 2 and
Or
that could
key downs. Honestly, one of the things that messes up quarterbacks more than you know is
switching rushers.
switching rushers because it throws off their timing
It's the
in
worst.
terms of how they see
a play.
the field.
Yeah.
No, but you could use
so
the
key
rusher
downs
speed.
bring Fred
Yeah.
Millette, and all of a sudden, he was trying to look over the middle of the field, but now they have a taller rusher, and it changes things. It changes the way you approach the play.
Niners Tats won 32-25. Gammo had 3 touchdown receptions. Shea Harbor 4 TDs, 1 INT. For the Niners, look, they had a great start to the year. They were 4-0. They dropped to 2-4. Is this the worst matchup possible? We talked about the Tats being that wild card team, and no one would want to face them. And now here they are drawn up with the Tats for the first game.
So the reason I think this is the worst possible matchup for 69ers, which is like the matchup itself is surprising to see.
I love this matchup, by the way.
I love the matchup, but I'm surprised that these two teams are facing each other in the round
Yeah,
one,
so
considering
early.
the seeding.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is a tough matchup for 69ers is 69ers tend to always lean on guys like Dean Dimitriou to make a big play for them to kind of push them over.
Yeah.
Against the Alpha T's, you won't be able to be as dominant as he usually is. So everybody's going to have to contribute, and they won't have that one star with 100 yards.
Yes, you go.
Also, faith is on the side of Alpha T's, given that they are playing on Palm Sunday. Flag Jesus
Flag
will
Jesus.
step up.
Good point.
But then next week...
But here's the question, though. Right? For Flag Jesus with
Depends
Matt
what he has
Uhl,
for dinner on Friday.
Matt Uhl's a monster of a man,
Yeah.
you know. But how do you, if you are the Niners defense, Peeze, how do you match up with him? Because in reality, we talk about the height issues for some teams out here. There aren't many tall guys.
Well,
on
Dean's
that
not
Niners-
that small. Dean Dimitriou's
Yeah, but
not
Matt
that
Uhl
small.
alone can outjump a
have-
few of these guys.
They
and
have
It's the
box them out.
physical.
No, but they have this
physical
guy.
nature.
Who's Bourgaise? I forgot his
Borghese.
first name. That guy's tall, man. That guy's bigger than Mathieu.
Yeah, but also it's the way Mathieu plays that he's very physical.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying they have the matchup size-wise if need
Okay,
be.
so fine. Then who covers Alexi Gomo?
Rico.
Also size.
Tulino.
Okay.
Well, but where does Dean
Very
Dimitriou,
good.
Where does Dean Dimitriou fall into this whole category? Playing safety at that point, then, or do you
Yeah.
put him somewhere
That's
else?
usually what it is.
But then who can run with Brian Mongeau? And who covers?
I mean,
I'm just saying there's
There's a
size
leak
in the-
somewhere
there's-
else.
There's going to be, and what Justice Dupuis does well is his thing is he goes to how the concept opens up, right? So he's not locking in on one guy. He's going to where in his progression will be open. Not to mention the fact that he can take off at any time, right? So I think this is look 69ers one and done. You heard it here first. I hate doing predictions, but whatever. Let's do
But
it.
that's the thing, though.
who's one and done? 69ers?
Yeah.
But we talk about Christian Santola, right? What about Shea Harbor? Like they've had some teams that have made deep runs and come up short here.
With the year.
And he's and I don't know what it is with him in playoffs, but it feels like he puts more onus on himself to win the game than
They
being
had
a
some
team.
good runs.
They
Recently.
had some great runs, but
the
they
last
lost
2 years, they made it all the way to conference finals.
Yeah, and they lost, right? And they lost
yeah,
bad.
but
They
they
got
lost in the
skunks.
conference finals. They
But
lost
got
in top
drilled,
four.
though. But they lost. They got drilled in those games, though. They were anywhere close enough to win those
but
games.
this is not the conference finals, so technically history is on their side here.
But also, like, does the history matter?
It means nothing.
Yeah.
I have learned nothing from history.
Jagerbomb tied. The Bombs won last week, 40-18 against the Tide. Duchesne had 6 TD passes. Pesno had 3 TDs, 2 INTs. Okay, so Tide get cracked. Do they take anything from last week's game and try to prep for this game?
Tide
this
were
week?
going to be short coming into this game. They knew they didn't have all their players.
Marc-Andre Delaunay says 69ers will win. Too much power on offense.
Go away, man. Come on.
You had your show on Tuesday.
You're making stuff up.
You had a show on
dude.
Tuesday. As you're saying, Peasy, before about the Tide and Jagerbomb.
So Tide came into this game with, I believe, somewhat of a short roster.
They did.
They didn't. They knew they weren't going to have their full team coming
Okay.
into the game.
Are they gonna have their full team this week?
They
I believe
should.
so.
There's no St. Patty's Day celebrations this weekend for these guys.
That's another thing, because like Doug McKernan was there, but you know he wasn't sober, right?
Physically,
I know it's
they're-
recklessly speculating.
physically
on the
they were
show,
meant
but-
to use at the bar.
Yeah, like the
Yes.
same way I was there Saturday. Don't worry about it.
You were there, but you know.
Yeah.
So, so the thing with, do you want to take this? Or?
You do it first, and I'll
Okay.
jump in.
So the Tide is very. I like the term roller coaster, where they have good weeks and bye weeks and bad
Mhm.
weeks, and we've seen it first time.
No
They
Sammy
have-
Bay, by the way.
There's
in
a
that
few
game.
weeks where they'll score 6 touchdowns and it'll look easy. And the following week, he's throwing stupid interceptions and the offense just sort of melts away.
Yeah.
So which one are we going to get? Are we going to get the Tide where they score 40 bombs with ease and their offense just does whatever they want?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we going to get the Tide that can't seem to hit a hook?
I think it has more to do with the Jagerbomb and their ability on both sides of the
But
ball.
can they do that though?
They're
Yes,
not
yeah.
the
In response to your comments, Marc-Andre wrote in, ha 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 ha.
all right.
Go prep your show for Tuesday.
Proof, by the way, that whatever you write in,
I will
we
read.
will read.
Yeah. Prep your show for Tuesday, Mark. All right, carry on, Peasy.
Yeah. So the thing I said, no. So they're not the strongest on either side of the ball, but they are perhaps the most balanced team in the division in that they're not weak on either side of the ball.
But their offense is good enough against this sort of team.
Yeah.
I don't think the Tide has the right matchup for Jagerbomb.
So Delos, you look at Delos, Paquette, LaHaye, 114 catches, almost 1,300 yards receiving, 34 touchdowns. Are they the most dangerous trio in this playoffs, given how well they've been all year long.
Trio. I mean, just 3 out of 5 guys.
Yeah, but
So which
how
team
many-
has a better 3 out of 5
Yeah,
guys?
like you can go across the board and say, well, we know that guy, but there isn't that third option. They have 3 legit options that can beat you any way,
That's
shape, or form.
Yeah, I because of the relationship with Simone Shine, because of the way they've been playing for such a long time. Like Simone and GF Dados have been playing together for as long as Jaeger Bomb has been a franchise, which is, I can't say when they begun, but that was a long time ago.
we were there. Eagle and I were there.
Like 2012,
They asked if they needed to have mouth guards while playing.
That's pretty good. I mean,
Not anymore.
well,
Came a
technically,
long way from those mouth guard days.
Yeah.
well, you could still use
That was
the
at
wall.
Saint Jean Vianney, right?
No,
That disaster
yeah.
season.
Yeah, with the Saint-Jean Vianney.
Oh, the
that-
Hebert
that was-
collapse, yes.
Yeah, on field 1 all the way to the left.
Oh, that was a terrible time.
Yeah.
Bad
And they were
times all around.
good.
They were good. They were fun to watch.
They still are. Don't get
They
me
still
wrong.
are.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, they're probably the most in this division. I would say so. They're very good, but their chemistry with their quarterback is really what takes them apart.
Mhm.
The Pocket and Dalos, Lai hasn't been with this team for a long time, so I can't really speculate for that. But the rest, the
But
chemistry's there.
like Simon Lahey is the youngest man that history has ever forgotten, because GM and I know how good Simon Lahey
He's so
is.
good.
Yeah.
Like
He's so good, but somehow underrated.
well, because he doesn't play every season. So like,
that
it's
the
like,
trick?
hey, remember that guy that was really good and then he's gone for like
Is
2
that-
seasons?
is that
He's
the
also
trick?
one of those weird people who doesn't take FPF seriously, so he just kind of comes out and does his own
Nonchalant.
thing and balls out, but doesn't
Yeah.
really. Meh.
BD Bandit's Flip or Philp.
Okay.
Fresno
I thought you were asking something about what they did, like at the bar, St.
Yeah.
Patrick's
Did
Day,
they
flipped
flip?
the table, kicked out, arrested, won't be at this game.
Wow,
No, they
it would have
won't
been a
come.
sick story.
All right.
Why aren't they here? They got
Bandits
kicked
won
out of this
by
bar.
9, 39-30. Mark Belvedere had 6 TDs. Dan DeMore 5 TDs, 1 INT. Look, the Fresno plays defense, 18 INTs, 26 PDs. Are they going to be the difference maker in this game here and really force Mark Belvedere into bad
I
throws?
mean, that's a lot of picks.
I think there's gonna be a lot of picks in general in this game. BD Bandit's defense, I
I agree
think,
with that.
will force some bad throws.
I don't think Danny's gonna have a perfect game.
No, and I think that it's gonna be a little uglier than we want to see from these two teams.
So like 26-20 sort of score.
Yeah, and I think that if given that choice at this moment in the quarterbacking career, give me Mark Belvedere.
You look at Jared Buck. He's been DeMore's number 1 target here. So if you are the Bandits,
Despite his blonde hair, yeah.
besides his
What do you mean, despite?
1980s
Yeah.
WCW blonde hair, how do you counter this guy who's been issues, a thorn by the opponent's side throughout the 10 weeks of FPF season?
The key is, and it's harder in the playoffs to do this, but redirecting him, because Danny has sort of like Danny Demore has kind of like happy eyes. It's
Yes.
like how quarterbacks have happy feet. He tends to look off his read right away when it doesn't break the way he wants. But it's harder to reroute guys and not get called for it in the playoffs. So I think that the Bandits have the kind of guys like Steve Sander is not just a really good defender. He's also very crafty and he is a smart player. So him and his guys will be able to communicate how to best position themselves to take away a guy like Jared Buck.
I think they're smart enough to know that if it works once, it's not going to work twice. So you can't use the same play over and over and expect it to work 20 times in the same game. So if
I mean defensively?
yeah,
For BD Bandits?
for BD Bandit. So if Friends in Low Places uses a play and it works right away, like they work it a certain way, it's not going to work twice in the same game. So they're going to need to figure things out differently. And I don't know if they have that sort of offense where they have enough plays or enough creativity to last 60 minutes.
All right, flipping 4B. Blue Chips, Lobster Dinner. Chips won 46-6. Jordan Mitchell, 7 TDs. Jason Rossi was the quarterback for that game, 1 TD, 1 INT. If you take away Jordan Mitchell's passing ability with his legs alone, can he beat a slow-footed Lobster Dinner all by himself?
So you mean if he can't pass and
He
he
can
only
run.
runs?
Yes, run every single play. Because he's made some top rushes look
So
foolish.
you're saying
He's a runner.
So you're saying you can't
But the
pass.
the other team hasn't figured out that he can't pass.
But there's 6 defenders.
No, but they think he can pass.
Okay, so they're
And
still
they think
playing.
it's coming every time.
They're still playing the pass,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's running every time.
So let's say the IQ test that we didn't give to Warhawks, we gave Lobster Dinner and they failed. So if that's Lobster Dinner,
Okay.
can the running of Jordan Mitchell?
I don't think anybody on Lobster Dinner is quick enough to rush Jordan Mitchell.
that's the one. That's the answer.
The one person who would be up to that task is not playoff eligible in Brian Eudoxie.
Thank you. I was just gonna ask.
That's not good.
Even there, Jordan Mitchell is a freak of a player, and even if he can't pass, he's still going to score 5 times.
We've seen him when he gets shut down.
Jordan.
With the few times he gets shut down, not the same.
No. When
He gets in his head.
when he's not
quickly.
able to move in the pocket, and he's not comfortable beating the rusher. It takes away a lot of, I wouldn't say pride, but it feels like
confidence.
Yeah, confidence is the right word. It takes
Pride
a lot
is the wrong word.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I said it's not the right word. It takes away so much confidence that you really feel like he's tugging, he's trying, and he wants to go back to beating the rusher, make him look stupid, and his offense just doesn't go anywhere.
So we look at the experience of lobster dinner. Is that going to be a big impact in their style of play going up against an athletic, gifted bunch of blue chips?
Is the experience related to why they can't run with blue chips? Are they older guys, and that's why?
Well, in that case, though, right? You're going to slow down the offense, right? And
yeah, well,
really,
and Jeff Brown will. Like, that's he knows.
There's no way he's gonna.
John Brown.
John
John
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting so goddamn old. John Brown, yeah. John Brown's gonna slow it down, and I think.
Well, he doesn't have a choice, right? Can't
Well,
give
he knows,
himself
but
a
it's
possession.
he's not a guy who knows. He's a guy who's very self-aware, and he knows. I need to be able to give myself 5 possessions, give them 5 possessions, and we need to score all 5 times. And make it a game of converts, or make it a game of 5 touchdowns and 4
In a
Right.
game of converts, I do feel that Lobster Dinner
that's,
could win.
That's the game script for them to win.
But they'll win 33-32.
Yeah.
A squad toned it down. Squad won 30-28. Yakub Talmac 5 TDs. Kevin Solomon 3 TD receptions. Who's the better quarterback option for toning it down? Marvin Golden or Corey Watson? Because right now you have either those guys going from they're both playoff eligible.
But that's
Would you go with Golden or Watson?
it's tricky because if the guy doesn't have a full season behind him and he's playing against a team like A Squad, it's a tough goal. Like you're not giving yourself a good position. Even if you're a good quarterback, you only play 4 or 5, maybe 6 games tops as a quarterback, and you're playing against a defense like A Squad. You're bound to make a mistake or two.
Also,
and that's what they're good at.
if backyard bullies in 4A are to be the example, CFL wide receivers playing quarterback is not a good idea.
No. No.
That's true.
Newly signed BC line, Corey Watson. Yakub Talamac and the A squad, if they're down early in this game, say by 12-0, right? We know he's been a better passer, but would he veer off from his game plan and start using his legs to win a football game in this matchup?
I think he's going to do it anyways. I don't see Jakub Telemak sitting in the pocket and playing like he has cement for feet. He moves around a lot. That's what he does. You spoke about it every single podcast for the last
40
7
yards
years.
west, 40 yards east.
But the thing is like having Jakub Telemac, like having a gifted point guard where you're not concerned that he doesn't throw all the right passes and run the right plays. Just go make plays. Go out and make plays. Be
Yeah.
an athlete.
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
Go out and make plays, and he knows his defense is good enough to keep him in the game at all times. Like I've not seen A squad go in a game and say, "We've lost this one at halftime." They're always
So-
confident that they'll come back.
Squad is not started with a vowel, it's a squad.
Will
It's a squad.
one turnover be the
Squad.
difference in this football game?
Sorry?
Will one turnover be a difference in this football
No.
game?
No.
Okay.
There's going to be plenty.
Because there's going to... Well, not only that, I don't think it's going to be the most efficient game. I think it'll be 8 drives to 8 drives, and one team will score 5 times out of the 8 drives.
4 times. I think you might win 18
Well, I'm saying,
points.
but yes, it's very, very much... My point is still the same, that whatever amount of drives they have, they won't score every time or 80% of the
Agreed.
time. It'll be a
Agreed.
low conversion rate.
Agreed.
POP, be ready. Be ready. They didn't play each other during the regular season. Be ready prides themselves on having the best defense in this division. They've come up to me and mentioned this multiple times. Do you believe that this best defense, supposedly on their mindset, can play a very underrated Craig O'Brien offense that has put up points in relatively nice fashion this year?
And Craig O'Brien has made, like, probably a career low mistakes.
2 INTs this
3
year.
interceptions all
yeah.
season.
That's not a lot.
The thing what Craig O'Brien does is his ability to read pre-snap, his ability to read right off the snap is truly impressive. And
Not just that, like he'll call audibles, like he'll say to someone like Aggie, run a post, like out loud, letting the other team hear it as well, and then we'll see if they pick up that post and then he'll throw something else, or if they ignore it and then he'll throw that post anyways.
Yeah.
Like he'll call an audible just to see what they do. Like he's
Right.
one of the smarter football minds in 4B, if not the league.
yeah, I think Craig O'Brien is going to pick them apart, to be honest.
I think
And
he's-
Be Ready will start to get very upset and start to break their discipline as the game goes on.
I think you might be the only quarterback in 4B that's able to pick them apart this well, this efficiently.
4B to me is about bad matchups across the board.
Except
Yeah,
for
I
this
agree.
game coming up though. All hook small giants.
Oh, your boys.
Stop it, small.
This is tough for you, Mokan, because you've been
Stop.
on the bandwagon
I-
for both teams.
I know. But Hooks won the game 32-31. Still leaving 3 TDs.
Are we doing picks today?
We are doing picks.
Because I want to
Justin
hear
Leonard-
your pick on this one.
I know. Justin Leonard, 4 TDs, 1 INT. Is this the most evenly matchup of talent on the field for these two teams coming up?
Yes.
Before we get to the analysis, can I just say that, Mo, for once you're not having to backpedal because they actually did make playoffs.
Yes.
Counter
That's
to
true.
every possible reality. Just to put it out there, because I actually did check this just to be sure. No Name lost their last 5 games in the season, which made them fall out of the playoff spot. Mean Machine won 1 out of their last 5 or whatever it was, and Small Giants won like 4 out of their last 5.
That's
so
why they're my
you
team.
actually did call
That's
that.
my team.
Yeah.
That's my team. All right, carry on, boys. Is this the most evenly matchup with these two teams?
Yes.
Yeah. Question mark. I think there's a possibility this game's very close, or the game gets away early and
No, it's same scenario. Somebody wins 33-31.
You think so?
Exact same
So
score.
this comes down to extra points then at that point.
Yeah. Both teams are going to score 5 times. Exact same score, but the outcome might not be the
So-
same.
who does the previous matchup favor? Rusher Darren McDazian
No,
or
excuse me.
quarterback?
Just Darren.
Just Darren. Sorry, my mistake. Just Darren.
This guy.
Just there.
He
or
held Levine to 3 carries, 22 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, but does that like now that Levine's seen him, does that help Levine in any way? Knowing
I don't
what he
think
does,
so.
knowing how he breaks down.
Oh,
I don't
do you
think
think
so.
do you think it helps the quarterback more than the rusher? I think it helps more the defense.
I
It's
would
not,
say it helps the rusher more.
It's not just.
I'm curious. I legitimately don't know.
I would say it's not just Darren. It's just Darren. Where like.
Wow.
Or
Yes.
just Darren.
Well, because his name is just Darren, but
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
it's just him.
You don't think it's just Darren?
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I think their defense will know that if we let him run, they're going to score. So they'll be aware that he might take off at
So,
certain
but is
times.
there any?
So their flat defenders are going to be there to help the rusher.
So is there a way then where he can sort of call plays where as he moves to one side, he's able to attack behind the flat defense?
yes. But will he do it?
I don't know.
Will they listen to this podcast and think about it?
Find out this week when all hooks.
I
take
got
on.
so much time.
True Squad Sphinx. No meeting between the two teams, but is Alex Benoit the clear-cut best player in this football game? Because he has been a monster this year.
He's a very good player.
He's an excellent player.
Could be the year.
Mhm.
There's still a few guys on
Still
True
good.
Squad that I think are also very, very good that nobody speaks about. So, could he be the best clear cut? No. Best player? Maybe.
I think so. Because I think that Sphinx, what they're able to do without having like a plethora of true stars is amazing. But they're not a team that really shine and flash out at you. So I don't think they have a guy who's as good as as what he does at Alexandre Benoit. Like for example, like Simon, maybe you're really good at your job, but like you're not the LeBron of shipping.
That's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
That's
more
fair.
like Zujunas Agalskis over here, you know?
Yeah, like you're the Agalskis of shipping.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
And, like, you're-
I'll take it because that's still a compliment.
You're who's that? Who's the worst draft pick in NBA history?
Michael Olakawande.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, of podcasting.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there you
So
go.
I basically
Or Jaleel Okafor. You're the Jaleel Okafor.
So
No, Okafor has a little bit of
We couldn't just do like an NFL reference, like
No.
Jamarcus Russell or something.
Courtney Brown,
I'm
maybe.
only on the NBA. I'm not watching
so
NFL
what you're
anymore.
saying is, I did make a lot of money, but everybody regrets it.
And, like everyone knows you're not worth it. Like,
But I'm
so
still there
quiet
for some
about it.
reason.
But in this case right now, for True Squad, right?
Mhm.
After William Gano, who steps up in the receiving department because he's had pretty much all the
Listen,
reception.
I'll say this. It'll end every discussion. True Squad is going to the finals.
Okay, fair enough. That's all I need to know. Martin Lefag, Team
All right.
Ethnic, he just ended off right there. No meeting between the two teams. Can Martin Lefag relies only on Guillaume Ranger as being the main producer from the receiver and defensive positions on the field?
No, because they have Justin Dion is also very good. Like Guillaume Ranger is phenomenal,
Yes.
but they also have another very, very strong player in Justin Dion that nobody talks about.
and William Marchand as well.
Yeah, he's not the only one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's other guys. Guillaume
It's
Ranger
a
is just
deeper team than it at first appears.
he just adds
They're
the
sneaky
stats.
good.
Oh, I like it, Jim.
Under the radar. What about Francois Martin though? 99 Ts. I think he had a span of 12 in the span of like 4 weeks here. Does that worry you?
It should worry him.
High risk, high reward.
But like that's the book on Francois Martin. He's got a cannon. He loves using it. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work.
But
like everybody knows what's happening.
That's the most representative way to put it.
Yeah, but that's it. Like it's fine.
He doesn't care.
Like, it's cool. Like it's wicked. Like it's cool, dude.
He's gonna call in the huddle. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But what if they do this? I don't care.
Yo, his level of arm talent's amazing. It just but he's gonna always use that arm talent regardless of the situation, and it's either gonna get him in trouble or it's not. So like at its best, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. It's the kind of FPF everyone wants to watch all the time. And when it doesn't work, my God, does it make you wish you had more eyelids?
Oh, it's gonna.
It definitely also has to do with the fact like he's not playoff eligible on this team, but having a weapon like Luis Bégin, like he can chuck it up whenever he wants because he always has that guy that he knows will fight for it and will come down to it and is a mismatch against a lot of defenders.
Yes, but
he hasn't adapted the style of play to Team Ethnic.
But they're also playing one of the rare teams that has the players to take away such speed, and I don't think this might be the worst matchup for Francois Martin.
And like the thing is too, like a lot of the guys he has are sort of crafty route runners like Andrew Groffalo, like Gab Wiseman,
George
George Elivoyer, faster Elivoyer.
Faster Elivoyer.
So like the thing is I don't think that he'll properly take advantage of these players and what they do best.
I agree with you.
Game changer list does no meeting between the two teams. In this scenario right now, are you putting your chips on the experience of Anton Sakis or Anton Sakic, as others like to call him, or Samuel
One
Caron?
specific person.
Just one guy.
I'm just trying to make it a more general.
Okay. But we won't because
accusation,
we don't.
General Botkin.
So
We have a write-in from Marc-Andre. The battle of Peeze versus Francois Martin continues.
all right, thanks a lot.
Every day.
Good luck on your prep
Every
for
day.
Tuesday. So Sakis and Caron, who do you like more in this game?
Caron.
Caron as well, yeah.
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
No, I'm yes, your boy.
My boy, thank
Yes.
you.
So
Well, no, after he wasn't at first this
Yeah,
morning.
he wasn't his first,
It
but
was my
he
boy after
became.
3.
Once Mokan's Achilles repaired from the backpedaling, one man was
Became
there.
my boy.
So-
What have you done for me lately?
Exactly. It's not a past, it's more the present and future for me.
So it's not so much that I don't like game changers this season. I think they're very good, but it might come down to who can score 45 points.
So first one to 40 wins then.
More than that. I think both teams are going to score 40. Or one team's going to score 45, the other one's going to score like 38. I don't think Game Changers is going to be able to manage the game the right way against an offense that's this explosive and able to put up this
What about
many
Nick Oche then, Peasy? His pass rushing ability, can he be the difference in this football game to maybe get that one turnover edge in favor of sweating ready or Game Changers?
My concern is more Anton Sakis has taken 16 sacks, so I think that might be a bigger factor.
against Félix Laflamme?
Sorry.
Against the rusher Félix Laflamme?
Well, yeah. I got confused. But yes, absolutely. I think that's potentially an issue. But as for Gagnon, I think that unfortunately, sorry.
Nick
As for
Gauthier?
Gauthier, Caron is just gonna get rid of the ball quick, and he has the ability to read and deliver quickly. So his improvement throughout the season has been excellent.
I think that's it.
And-
If they would have played this week 1 or 2, I would have said yes, Nick Gauthier is going to eat him up. Now
Yeah.
that it's week 12, is 11 game, he's seen other rushers before, he has adjusted before, he knows what he's doing now. Yes, Nick Gauthier is still a very good rusher, and it's going to be a problem, but not a difference maker.
Yes, GM.
Pease, we have a write-in from your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Dr.
Grilled
Rolaka?
cheese or chicken nuggets?
You gotta go grilled cheese.
Why?
Ideally, if you got some black olives, put it in there.
What's wrong
Low
with you?
key,
But-
excellent dinner.
Doesn't chicken nuggets usually represent reward for sacks?
Chicken nuggets. So that's an inside joke. And Chapman's first couple of seasons, when he was a much more fit and younger man, he was rewarded for every sack with 20 chicken nuggets. That's why he became
I wonder-
a more out of shape man.
I wonder if there's a correlation between the two.
He at a party once he ate 60 of the 240
McNuggets.
nuggets he was owed. At which point he told me later in the night.
That's
even-
1/4.
What?
That's 1/4 of the total.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, and then he said. Also, we looked it up. Somebody ate 260 nuggets in a week and died from liver failure. So it's a good thing he didn't eat them all at once. But he told me the other night he was drinking water and he's like, even the water is salty. So
Because of salty
don't
taste
eat
buds.
60 chicken nuggets. Stick to your grilled cheese. Olives, low-key, excellent snack.
All right.
Do it.
NIC Red Tiger, NFC 134-6. Rocco Cristiano 5 TDs. Anthony Boschafreza 1 TD, 2 INTs. Rocco Cristiano is ready for primetime football now at the big boy level.
Yes. That's it. What? That's such a Mokan question.
He's
That
16
means
years
nothing.
old. He's come onto the scene in the last 2 years of FPF or last 2 seasons of FPF.
Yes, he's improved a lot since
He's improved a lot here. Is he not ready for that next step? Take that.
I mean, I like...
Define next step.
Well,
Win a
you're-
playoff game.
No, not with the
Yeah,
playoffs.
Thank you for
but-
translating from Mo.
But no, to be at that guy where you're going to say, you know what, we're looking for that next young quarterback, right? To say, hey, he's going to be the next perhaps Kevin Wyeth. And here
Are
is a
you
guy.
are you like a FPF GM? Are
No,
you
but
are you
we're
like
looking
trying
at-
to like
no,
pay
but-
him to be on your team?
Hold on, looking at Rocco Cristiano as being that guy that hey,
Do you have a
he's-
draft pick, Mokan?
I don't have a draft pick, but the reality is that Cristiano's the guy that we can say he has the tangibles or the tools to perhaps become the next pipeline quarterback to go up the ranks the next 2-3 seasons of FPF.
So I first saw Rocco Cristiano last spring, I want to say. And what was most impressive to me is for a dude I had never heard of, his repertoire of throws is excellent. Combine that with his ability to move. He's a dual threat quarterback in the true sense of the word, not a guy who can run and throws the ball by default. He actually has the ability to attack at both levels. So I like Rocco Cristiano a lot. If that answers your question, or if that's too much
Fair
analysis
enough.
and not a
No,
direct
it
answer.
didn't answer his question.
No, it's fair enough.
Then yes.
He likes him. He's ready for the next step. All right, is now time for?
Summary of all the games that will be played this week.
Let's do
That is correct.
quick and dirty.
Well, this is called the Games of the Week.
Pull up before you're done.
So we'll start with we'll start with 4B. Blue Chips against Lobster Dinner.
Blue chips.
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 A Squad against Tone It Down.
A squad.
A squad.
A squad.
Past Our Prime against Be Ready.
POP.
Yeah.
Pop. Wow, this is terrible. This is the worst show ever.
Can we disagree at some point?
I'm trying.
All Hooks against Small Giants.
Nice. Here it
Tie.
comes.
Come on,
Tie?
Mokan.
Did you say tie?
Small
Mo
Giants.
doesn't
Small
wanna-
Giants. I'm going with Small Giants.
Give me a
Cast
holler.
anyone aside.
All hookers and nothing but the hookers. All hooks.
Oh, okay.
I prefer your version.
Truth Squad against Sphinx.
Listen, I said Truth Squad's gonna go to the finals, so
Yeah,
hey,
Truth Squad.
book my ticket.
Truth squad.
Martin et Le Flag against Team Ethnic.
Martin.
Ethnic.
Martin.
Whoa.
I'm going with that Team Ethnic.
Hey,
I
Upset
feel
City.
Like Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield. Is it called?
Angelo Garfield.
We'll do it.
Upset City.
Game Changers against Les Stud.
Studs.
Studs.
Yeah.
And Norfolk and Chance against the Red Tiger.
And I see.
I
Yes,
always
sir.
choose against them, so the Red Tiger, just to keep up the gimmick.
Yeah, but NIC think you don't like them either.
I know,
so.
it's amazing. The Red Tiger it is.
So why don't you just abstain and
Do
make
you
both
like
teams happy?
anybody?
What?
Do you like?
I'm incapable of like. The people
4A,
are
my
incapable
man.
of love. I'm incapable of like.
Commission
Shit.
against Brocasian.
Commission.
Brocasian.
No,
Oh, wow.
commission.
Yeah, I like Brocasian in this one too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this next week. Mountain Lions against Top Secret.
Mountain Lions.
Lions.
Give me the secret. I like this one. This is better.
Mutation against Up and Coming.
Up and coming.
Up and coming.
Up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Keyport Lock against Jaguars.
I'm going to go Jaguars.
I'm gonna go Jaguars too.
Keyport Lock. The deafness
The contrarian
of,
over here.
of Jeff
deafness.
Rosenblatt.
Warhawks against Top Season.
Top season. Taking my boys.
Nah, everybody's your boy, Mohan. It's
That's
like
how
your
we roll.
fifth team.
That's how we roll, bro.
Mokan is an open bed policy.
Open door. Come on.
Do I
in.
wait for your answer, Peeze, or do I just
Oh,
skip
wait,
to the
yes,
next one?
Top season.
Top season.
69ers against the Alpha T's.
Tats.
Give me the Niners.
Alpha Tats.
Jaeger Bomb against the Tide.
Jager bomb.
Jagerbomb.
And Beady Bandits against Philp.
Philp.
Bandits.
Give me the Bandits.
A reminder that for all the home teams that are in the playoffs, you get to choose whether you want to start with the ball with the first, second half. So that's your home field
No
advantage.
coin toss.
Also, don't show up with players who can't play or you'll forfeit your game.
And make sure you come with the same colored uniform. It can't be 10 guys with red and 1 guy with white. All got to be the same color. Magic words, please.
Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
You're welcome. Come with your shirt ready. Good night.
Yes, I'm just saying, like, Phil Collins is just totally appreciated.
He's not under.
100% he is.
Absolutely. Not, listen,
I'm gonna make you a mixtape. You
More
like
ba-
Phil Collins?
more
Got
babies
2 ears and a
have
heart,
been,
don't I?
more babies have been made while listening to Phil Collins than anything else.
You sure?
Kenichi.